Hi besties, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about all the books I read in the month of October. Now, I did do a lot of good reading this month, and I'm very happy with everything I read. I did go through a lot of genres I don't usually read. There's a lot of good books in general. We are comfy today. I feel like I look a mess, but we are just gonna go through it and talk about the books I read. There's a 5-star in here. We've got a lot of goods, so let's start. So the first book we have The Half of It by Madison Beer. Now, I feel like I've been wanting to read this one for a long time, but I never actually did until this month. I think this was like my school book for a minute. Like I read this at school. It's honestly very short, but yeah, it did take me longer than I did expect. I thought I was gonna read this book in like a day. It took me like a week, I think. I don't really remember. I don't rate memoirs because I feel like it's their life story. I can't really judge them. I did like it. I felt like, okay, I do have things to say though. My thing with this is I feel like she was really stressing oh, I'm famous, and because I'm famous, I have these stipulations to my life, when I feel like she could have just talked about, oh yes, I do have anxiety and depression, and not so much on the fame aspect, because I feel like that's what this book touched a lot upon. I get that is a big part of her life, but I feel like she almost talked about it a little too much. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, this book follows Madison Beer's story, starting from the age of like 12 when she first got into her career and fame and music, and kind of her to like, I want to say 2021 because I think that's when this book came out. But yeah, that's kind of all I have to say for that one. Then we have a book that I've been wanting to read for as long as I can remember, honestly. Ever since I knew she was going to write a book, I was like, oh, I'm down. We have Told You So by Macy Neely. Now, Macy Neely is one of the stars from The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I don't know if you guys ever watched that show. It is about these women who are moms, and they essentially call it mom talk, which is just moms dancing on TikTok. That's legit what it is. And this is Macy Neely, who is one of the moms on Mom Talk, but she does have like a very deep story and background, but it's not really talked about on the show. In the show, she's just portrayed as like this quiet mom who doesn't really speak up for herself. But if you read this, oh my gosh, this is such a good book. Honestly, definitely the best memoir I've read. Well, I've only really I think I've only read 3. But it's definitely the best memoir I've read. I loved Macy Neely watching the show. I loved her, but reading it, I just, like, I guess, feel like I understood her so much more and her story, and I guess where she was coming from and why she is the way she is and all that stuff. And honestly, as I said, I don't rate memoirs, but I did rate this one 5 stars. I did, because it couldn't have been perfect, and it was one of those books where I just really wanted to come home and I wanted to read this book. I literally, all I wanted to do was read it. I just was thinking about reading it because it was such a, I know it's her life story, but it's such a, you're curious and you're intrigued to know what her story is. And that's why, one of the reasons I loved it so much. It kind of just goes through her journey, starting from when she was a teenager and the relationship she's been in, her family life, her religion because they're Mormon, and I guess how that kind of shaped her and how she got to where she is now and what she's dealing with now and how she's dealing with things now. I really did love this book. I really do recommend. Even if you don't know who she is, I would recommend, because it's a good book if you're into memoirs. Then we have my first and only romance book of the month. Now, this book has been on my radar since I knew she was coming out with it because I love this author so much. I haven't read all of her books, but I think I've read all her YA books. Love this book, love this author. Honestly, she might be my favorite author at the moment. I'm very bad with saying who's my favorite author because I read so many books, but I feel like when I read a book by an author, they're just like the same type of books, and I don't really like expand because I've never read her adult romances, so it's like, actually I do have an adult romance of hers on my TBR. Totally forgot about that. But we have Fake Skating by Lynn Painter. I absolutely loved this book. I love anything by Lynn Painter, honestly. I've read Better Than the Movies, Nothing Like the Movies, Betting on You. I'm pretty sure that's it. Oh my god, I love this one. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it might be my second favorite. Nothing Like the Movies will always be my favorite. This might be a close second. It's a long one, or it seems like a long one. It did take me a decent... No, actually, I think I read this pretty quick. I want to say I read this in like a week or two, which I guess is quick for how long it is. This book follows Alec and Danny. Me remembering their names is crazy because I never do until I go back and I look. Alec and Danny were best friends growing up. Their moms were friends, and they were friends too. Every summer, Danny would go to Alec's hometown and visit and stay with them for the summer. But all of a sudden, her dad's like, I want to say military of some sort, and would move around a lot, and they would move around a lot. So they didn't really see each other as often as they wanted to, and all of a sudden, they stopped seeing each other every summer and stopped communication. But her parents, Danny's parents, got divorced, and she is coming back to live in Alec's town. I don't remember where it is, but she's come back and live in Alec's town, and they are in the same world again. He is so different from how he was when they were kids. I want to say she is too, but I don't necessarily remember. His reputation is kind of getting a little twisted, but she's known as this, oh, she's a good girl. So they kind of pull off some like fake dating scheme and skating because he's a hockey player. So it's a really good book, and it's really interesting. I love her YA books because my thing with YA is I feel like sometimes YA books can be too YA and too kiddish for me, but she hits every time. It never feels like not enough. It feels like perfect for my age group. Yeah, I love it. I rated this one, I don't really remember. What did I rate this? 4.25? I don't know. We'll see what Goodreads says. Then we go to the next book I read, which this is the part of the month where I was like, okay, it's been a little bit. I need to get back into my thrillers. Something that I've started this year that I didn't anticipate me doing is being obsessed with thriller books. Like, obsessed. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm very into like true crime, horror movies. Horror movies are my shit. Literally, they're my thing. I've probably watched almost everything on Netflix. I love horror movies. I love thriller. I love things that are like, what the heck's gonna happen? This is mysterious type things. And also, it's October. It's Halloween. Halloween's my favorite holiday. You know, it all makes sense when you really think about it. So I read The Intruder by Frida McFadden. I read this one on Kindle. If I'm ever looking for a thriller, it's most likely going to be Frida McFadden. She is my favorite thriller author. I just heard a lot of people talking about it, and I'm like, I want to read a thriller, so I might as well read a popular one that everybody keeps saying is good. The Intruder follows this girl, Casey. She kind of moved to like this cabin in the woods recently. Not recently, I think it's where her dad used to live. It's kind of like remote. Like, she's not around a lot of things. Like, if she wants to go to a gas station, it's going to be really, really far to drive. And, you know. And then there's kind of like this really, really huge storm that's about to happen. Her neighbors are checking up on her. All these things are happening. And all of a sudden, she hears a noise from the shed. And she's kind of just scared of her surroundings. She thinks that there's someone there. The story just gets crazier. And it kind of flashes from, there's two different point of views. It was a good one. The ending always makes or breaks. I feel like if I'm ever reading a Frida McFadden book and I'm not liking it, it'll go to the end and I'm like, okay, you just saved the whole book. The last chapter pretty much saves the whole book sometimes. I think I rated this one 4 stars. The last book I read of the month, which is The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. And the book I do have is a special edition. Look at this. Beautiful. I love this. And like the artwork is so beautiful, even in the front. And then you go to the, look at that. Look at that beauty. Possibly unpopular opinion. From the synopsis, it seems really interesting, but what they do with the book is kind of like, eh. That's how I felt reading it. So this book follows Adam Morgan and Sarah Morgan. It goes back between their point of views. Sarah Morgan and Adam, they're married, but Adam gets caught with his mistress, who is found dead. And they look into him and they think that he is the one who killed her. Makes sense. And Sarah is a lawyer, so she becomes his defense attorney. And she is defending her husband, who literally cheated on her, and she's finding this out while being his lawyer, which is kind of really insane. So the whole book is really trying to find out who did it, and her defending him. I don't really feel like it's as much of a thriller as you would think. I guess it's more mystery than thriller, if anything. It was okay. It got to a point where I'm like, bro, we're doing too much. I mean, partially I liked it because I'm someone who wants to go into the law field, and seeing them like talk from like the law perspective was interesting. But I don't know. I wasn't connected to the book like I thought it would be. I'm gonna go back right now. I'm gonna say it was a 3-star. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. Usually sometimes I'll hate books, and I didn't hate this one. Alright, well that concludes my October wrap-up. I read 5 books in the month of October. I did start this book called Deadly Occupants. I only got a couple pages in. I only really wanted to read it for the, because it was Halloween, so I never really went back and finished it. But yeah, these are the books I read in the month of October. I think I had a really good reading month. Right now, I'm kind of going through this thing where I don't know what I want to read. So I haven't really read anything. I spent, it's November 9th now? Or 10th or whatever? Wait, I think it's November 9th. Colleen Hoover fans, if you know, you know. I spent, a week, I guess, reading this book that I didn't hate, but I was reading. It's called My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You I'm Sorry. That's what it's called. It is so, there's like this creativity within the creativity of the book, and it's just so not making sense. I feel like a child trying to read a chapter book right now reading it. I'm just like, and I didn't have to at 55%, so I don't know if I should count it towards my reading goal, because I feel like with all that time I spent reading the book, I should, but I also didn't finish the book. So I don't know. Let me know what you think I should do, please, in the comments, because I don't know. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope to see you guys in the next one. You guys can comment what you read this month, and subscribe if you want. It would mean a lot to me. So yeah, that's it. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bookmas is starting really soon. I want to tell you guys this. Bookmas is starting really soon. December 14th to 25th is when I will be doing Bookmas. I'm excited this year. I'm excited every year. But last year did not work out. I was really busy and I didn't have time to film and edit the videos. So this year I will be doing them in advance. And I hope you guys enjoy what I have in store for you guys. If you have any ideas for Bookmas, because I haven't started yet. So if you have any ideas, also drop those in the comments. But I'll see you in the next video, which should be up next weekend. But we'll see. We never know with me. You never know. So bye guys. I love you.